Good afternoon and welcome to St. Newsfile. I'm Evan O'Reilly. Joel Pavarnik will have a look at all the sports later in the show. What can we expect, Joel?
Well, we'll take a look at some Calgary Flames action. We'll take a quick preview into our Calgary Hitmen. We'll take a look at some March Madness, some curling, and we'll even have some pickleball for you.
Sounds awesome. Colton Young is following our weather today. He's been outside enjoying the sunshine. How does it feel, Colton?
Yeah, Evan, absolutely. Sunny is right. It's a beautiful day out here at the SAIT campus. If you're planning on going outside, I'd bring some sunglasses just to protect your eyes. The high today will be 8 degrees. The high last year was at 10 degrees, so a couple degrees warmer. The record high was 20 degrees way back in 1992, and the record low was all the way back in 1899 at minus 23. Can't wait for the patio weather, guys. Back to you.
Thanks, Colton. Now here's a look at today's top stories. It's no April Fool's joke. Drivers filling up at the gas stations today saw prices drop 10 to 20 cents lower than yesterday after the federal carbon tax was removed. Jack Rosa joins us from the gas station on 10th Street in Hillhurst. Jack, that means big savings for drivers and homeowners.
Monday saw gas prices in Calgary hovering around 158.9 cents per liter. But now, stations are showing prices at around 143 cents per liter and some as low as 131.4 cents per liter. Many drivers are already happy with the cheaper gas prices, especially SAIT students who drive to SAIT for classes. Companies that have vehicle fleets and transport truck drivers will see even bigger savings as they use more gas and drive farther. But it's not just gas prices where Calgarians are seeing relief. Heating for houses is also seeing prices lower. Matthew John, a senior communications strategist at NMAX, says how much you save depends on how much gas you use. In the winter, that can add up.
It really depends on your household. So, the example I gave before was you're paying about $4 per gigajoule. If you go and you look at your bill, and you have natural gas service, to either heat your home or you do your cooking with it. You look at how many gigajoules of gas you use per month, and you're going to be saving about $4.
In the summer, it's going to be a lot less since homes use less natural gas. The carbon tax will be on your home heating bill this month, but any gas used after April 1st will not be taxed. While the carbon tax may be gone from fuel prices, Canadians are still set to receive their Canada carbon rebate.
The last check will be issued on April 22nd for anyone who filed their taxes before Wednesday. Anyone filing after that date will receive the check once their returns have been assessed.
Jack Rosa reporting live from 10th Street Southwest in Hillhurst. The end of the semester here at SAIT is getting close. That means students are preparing for final exams and are dealing with a lot of stress. Nicole Matthews has more on how they can cope with the pressure.
Studying isn't always easy, especially at the end of the semester. Students have different ways of staying on track.
Having a mission in your mind, like I have to finish this for 2 hours, otherwise there's nothing going on inside. Like I can't digest what I'm studying.
I study like 2 to 3 hours after my work. Spend more time. I sleep first. I sleep and focus after.
I procrastinate a lot, but I always keep myself on track by setting goals, what I should finish first, and how I should break up my tasks.
I make sure that I study like daily so that it is not like piled up, and almost like 2 hours because I'm working and then I'm doing shifts. But yeah, 2 hours at least daily.
Usually my study habits are I usually prefer to study in early morning because I do remember a lot of things in the morning.
Tutor as well as with my student. I can grab the information from the students regarding my assignment, regarding my projects and all.
My habits, I usually like if I have a tutorial, a recorded lecture, I just go back and forth through it and make notes accordingly.
I don't have that specific study habit, but we have to study, completing our assignments.
Around SAIT, all students have different approaches to keeping on top of their studies and completing their schoolwork at the end of the semester. Students at SAIT are preparing for the end of the semester, and they're working on their study skills as they go. For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Nicole Matthews.
There are 2 more measles cases within Alberta that were confirmed on Monday. The cases popped up in Calgary and the South Health Zones of Alberta. The 2 newly reported cases has now been added to the total amount of cases, which is 23. As Ontario has seen a surge in cases since October of 2024, Alberta is trying to contain the viral infection in the province. As the infection spreads, the government of Alberta advises Albertans to make sure they are keeping up to date on their measles immunization. The City of Calgary announced that the Bonnybrook Water Treatment Plant has contained a pipe leak from March 28th. The leak caused sewage that was supposed to be headed to the treatment plant to pour into the Bow River. It was released that the water services team was able to repair the leak just a few hours of finding the leak's location. The City of Calgary also announced that they are conducting quality water tests where the leak happened every few hours. General Manager of Operations Doug Morgan says that the amount of wastewater coming through the treatment plant is back to normal. A road closure in the Kensington-Hillhurst area is starting to take its toll on the people in the area. Businesses are losing money and residents are complaining about the noise. Olivia Walker reports.
Construction has been ongoing down in Hillhurst along 10th Street and 5th Avenue, and local businesses are facing a challenging road ahead, both literally and financially. For many small businesses in the area, foot traffic is crucial, and regular customers are now avoiding the area due to congestion and uncertainty about access. Last week, SAIT Newsfile visited the Rock Shop to talk about how the construction was impacting business operations. Now, a week later, we've got an update on whether the situation has improved or worsened.
Pretty much stayed the same. Yeah, I only worked another shift that week, but I did notice that it was still there. And I would say the weekend traffic wasn't as big as it had been in the past.
Even online orders and delivery services are seeing delays as drivers struggle to navigate around the construction zone. In addition to blocked sidewalks and road closures, many shops are now dealing with another unexpected issue: internet outages and connection drops, making it difficult to process card payments.
And one thing that affected us, maybe because of the construction, that we don't have an internet right now, so it's kind of hard to deal with the customers paying cash or e-transfer, so it's kind of hard for us right now.
Construction will be ongoing until the end of May, causing temporary disruptions to local businesses. However, owners are remaining optimistic, believing that this short-term pain will lead to long-term gain, such as increased foot traffic and a more attractive area for customers. For SAIT Newsfile, I'm Olivia Walker.
Calgary drivers may see more police photo radar units in their neighborhoods starting today. The new provincial photo radar rules take effect, restricting where police can use the cameras. Noah Abel reports.
Starting today, Alberta is eliminating photo radar ticketing on major roads and highways. This comes after the province labeled radars as cash cows, acting as a revenue generator. From now on, intersection cameras will only be allowed to ticket for running a red light and not speeding on a green light. In the city of Calgary, photo radar will only be allowed in playground zones, school zones, and construction sites.
Calgary Police announced today they added more photo enforcement in 17 communities across Calgary, like Collingwood or Sonalta. These enforcements will be in place for the month of April.
Some Calgarians are skeptical about the real intentions behind these photo radars, but agree they increase safety.
I'm not sure what the impact will have in terms of safety. People, when they drive by here on 10th Avenue, where we're on right now, when they see that van or SUV to drive safely on it, most of them slow down. I've always thought it's a cash cow.
The problem is that some people want to have safety within their communities, and a lot of people, because it's a driving community, they're in a situation where drivers against pedestrians,
People we talked to say in the end, most drivers are responsible, but photo enforcement is justified by the habits of bad drivers.
As adults, I think we should take it upon ourselves to be responsible. I mean, I've seen people go 60, 70 here on 10th Avenue. So yeah, those people should get a ticket, you know. And then for the majority are responsible. For the few, unfortunately, we have this system.
Drivers will need to keep driving carefully in these specific areas of the city. For State Newsfile, I'm Noah Abel.
A new mayoral candidate has come forward in Calgary. Sonia Sharp announced that she will be running to be the next mayor of Calgary. Sharp held the position of city councillor for Ward 1 for the past term. Sharp is part of the community's first party, along with 4 other city councillors. These councillors include Terry Wong and Andre Chabot and Dan McLean. The municipal election will be held on October 20th of 2025. Sharp is the 5th candidate that has announced that they are running for mayor. She will be running against current mayor Jody Gondek. Other candidates running for mayor include Jeremy Farkas, Jeff Davison, and Brian Thiessen. While all of the candidates have announced they'll be running for mayor, none have officially filed nomination papers at this date. More details will come as the municipal election race continues to take shape. The old Millennium Park in the west end of downtown is going through a transformation. It's now being called Cowboys Park, and the city wants your feedback on how you want to see the space. Elliot Zan reports.
Cowboys Park is undergoing a major transformation, turning Old Millennium Park into a festival ground for Calgary summers. While the new venue is set to bring more performers to the city, the venue will be built around the community. The City of Calgary is engaging the community to help shape the park's future through an online engagement survey.
I'm always skateboarding downtown and playing at the beach volleyball courts, so I'm a little disappointed because it's going to be super busy there in the summer.
The city is asking questions such as what would make the park more enjoyable when a festival is not being held. The City of Calgary says the venue will allow more festivals and outdoor shows to come to Calgary. Phase 1 work will bring sanitary and potable water and electrical infrastructure to the park, allowing organizers to set up and tear down events quickly and safely while accommodating a variety of performers. The engagement survey portal will be active until April 25th, giving Calgarians lots of time to voice their opinions before completion. State Newsfile spent an hour at the site and talked to a dozen people in the area who did not have any opinions and did not expect any drastic changes in the park. The new venue will host Cowboys Music Festival, making it the farthest tent location from the Stampede grounds event-goers have ever seen.
The new Cowboys location is not good since they're moving to Shaw Millennium, and I like to skateboard there.
Yeah, I think I just turned 18, right? So I've never been. But I think they should really stay on Stampede ground from what I've heard from other people.
As the countdown to summer continues, the countdown to Calgary Stampede does as well. Cowboys Park is getting ready to host Cowboys Music Festival this July. For State Newsfile, I'm Elliot Zan.
The City of Calgary and Green Calgary have partnered to create a rebate for rain barrels in Calgary, and this program begins today. Calgarians that buy rain barrels will be able to submit an application along with their receipt of their purchase to receive a $50 rebate back for their barrel. Families are allowed to submit up to 2 barrels for a rebate. Rebates are available for Calgarians if they purchase their rain barrel at Green Calgary or a local vendor within the city. The program will be able to rebate a maximum of 3,000 rain barrels. Those are today's top stories. We'll have your full forecast after the break. But first, Colton Young has a look at what's going around in Calgary this week.
The Career and Business Information Session is being held Wednesday, April 2nd at 6 p.m. in the Heritage Hall building. Students can learn about the strong industry connections in the business world. The Men's Talk event will take place April 3rd in the Student Zen Den. It's an opportunity for male students to come together and discuss their well-being. The Disciple Magazine Tour is happening at the Palace Theatre on April 3rd at 5:30 p.m. $77 per person. Mastering leadership of remote and hybrid teams is a great opportunity to learn how to work efficiently from home. Join the session on April 4th at 8 a.m. to gain valuable leadership skills. The night of the murder on Saturday, April 5th is a thrilling murder mystery game that takes a deadly turn. Can you uncover the top suspects? Tickets are $33.28 each. Advancing IT Education for Tomorrow is a panel discussion exploring how to bridge the tech talent gap in the industry. The event will be held in the Aldridge Center.
Someone in this room is diagnosed with MS, but they didn't let MS stop them. They followed the science-based program provided freely by MS Hope. An MS diagnosis doesn't have to be the end of the line, but a beginning to a healthy life. Visit mshope.com to learn more.
Are you looking for a space that radiates inclusivity and support for people with disabilities? Look no further than Between Friends. Between Friends is a pan-disability organization that provides quality social and recreational opportunities for people of all ages. An inclusive community where people with disabilities can reach their individual potentials. So what are you waiting for? Visit the Between Friends website at betweenfriends.ab.ca.
Welcome back to St. Newsfile. I'm Colton Young, and we'll have a look at your weather today across Canada. Taking a look in Vancouver, it's currently 12 degrees with a little bit of rain. Moving over to Edmonton, we're sitting at 6 degrees and some clouds. Moving over to Regina, it's sitting at 0 degrees with some clouds in the air as well. And all the way down in Winnipeg, it's 2 degrees with some clouds as well. Moving over to the east side of Canada now, Toronto is nice and sunny at 4 degrees, a nice little warmth there. Montreal is a little bit the same, a little bit colder, sitting at 3 degrees. Halifax, the rain starts to set in, but it warms up a little bit, going at 10 degrees. And all the way up in St. John's, it's also 10 degrees with some rain. Now I'll take a look at your resort's forecast. In Palm Springs, it's 17 and mostly cloudy. In Barbados, it's 29 and humid with some breeze. In Cancun, it's 29 with rain and wind. Honolulu is sitting at 23 with sun and cloud. Orlando is 27 and sunny. Vegas is a chilly but sunny 14. Taking a look at the temperature in Calgary today, sitting at 11 degrees with a chance of rain. The wind is going south at 10 kilometers an hour, and what's next is we can expect some light flurries. Now I'll take a look at the Alberta map. Down south in Lethbridge, it's at 9 degrees with cloudy. Moving into Medicine Hat, we're sitting at 10 degrees with more clouds in the air. Up to Calgary, it's 2 degrees with a little bit of rain. It's getting a little chilly out here for Calgarians. In Banff, it's a little bit warmer with some rain as well. Going to Red Deer, it's a little bit warmer than Banff, sitting at 8 degrees, a little overcast there. Moving up to Edmonton, it's cloudy at 6 degrees. All the way up in Grand Prairie in the north, it's 1 degree. And going way up north to Fort McMurray, it's 2 degrees. Now I'll take a look at our 5-day forecast. Tonight, with a chance of showers, the high is 9 with a low of -5. Tomorrow we'll see some light snow with a high of 5 and a low of -5, before moving on to Thursday with more of the same with a high of 0 and a low of -8, before warming up on the weekend with a high of 7 and a low of -8 on Friday, and a high of 13 and a low of -8 on Saturday. Now we'll take a look at sports after the break with Joel Pravarnik.
Looking for a job is hard enough as it is, but some women don't have access to proper work clothes. That's where Dress for Success Calgary can help. Dress for Success Calgary is an organization dedicated to empower women through their wardrobe. With a focus on providing both business casual and business professional wear, Dress for Success Calgary has something to help every woman find her definition of success. It's so easy to use your compassion to uplift women. Donate your clothes or time to help support women in Calgary.
Diversities, your hub for diverse support. We empower minorities, marginalized communities, and newcomers. We are not just a community, we are your guides to realizing dreams. Our mission? Build a society that's inclusive and supportive, providing social mobility for everyone in Calgary. Join us to create more opportunities. Diversities, your journey starts here.
Welcome back to St. Newsfile. Joel Pravarnik joins us now for a look at the latest highlights. What can we expect, Joel?
Well, we'll take a look at some Calgary Flames action. We'll take a look at some Calgary Hitmen. Got some MLB on the way. And we have some March Madness and some curling as well to take a look at. Flames playoff hopes are still alive with a huge comeback win yesterday against the Colorado Avalanche. The Flames went with Dan Vladar as their starting goaltender. In the first period, the Flames had to try and hold down the fort against Colorado's deadly counterattack. Dan Vladar had to stand tall as he kept facing lots of shots. However, Calgary's own Cale Makar found open ice and put one past Vladar. In the second period, Logan O'Connor put the Avs up by 2. In the third period, Ryan Lomberg and Adam Klapka scored 2 goals in 31 seconds apart to tie the game at 2. The game went to a shootout from there, where Yegor Sharangovich potted the only goal for the Flames to win it. It was a gutsy performance from the Flames, but it was the fourth line who really showed up for them.
The line was excellent, and I talk about Colorado's speed being on top of us fairly quickly. Well, that line can skate, and I thought they did a good job for us of creating with their speed, and were able to get on the scoreboard with 2 big goals.
Ryan Lomberg and Adam Klapka got the goals for the Flames, while Yegor Sharangovich got the shootout winner. The Flames' next game is tonight against the Utah Hockey Club at the Delta Center. Rookie sensation Dustin Wolf is expected to get the start between the pipes to try and make some ground on the St. Louis Blues for the second wildcard spot in the West. The Calgary Hitmen look to continue their playoff success tonight against the Saskatoon Blades. The Hitmen have a 2-0 lead in the series as it shifts to Saskatoon for the next 2 games. In Game 1, the Hitmen won by a score of 4-2. Ethan Moore had 2 goals, while Oliver Tulk and Ben Kindle had the other goals in the game. In Game 2, Brendan Gorzinski, Ethan Moore, Carson Wetsch, and Callum Parker and Tanner Howe got the goals in a decisive win. Andreas Miller got the start in the first 2 games and is expected to get the start in Game 3 again. He's held the fort down for the first 2 games and is expected to do the same tonight. The game is set to take place at 7 p.m. in Saskatoon, and a 3-0 series lead is at stake tonight. Brad Jacobs and Team Canada got handed their first loss of the World Men's Curling Championship in Moose Jaw. After a 3-0 start, Jacobs played Bruce Mout of Scotland on Monday afternoon. The game went back and forth, and despite Canada trailing by 2 points in the 10th end, Jacobs tied it with a double, forcing the game into an extra end. In the 11th end, Scotland had the hammer and got the single point they needed to secure the 6-5 win over Canada. The Toronto Blue Jays beat the Washington Nationals 5-2 in the first game of their series. This comes after the Jays split their last series against the Baltimore Orioles. The Jays started the scoring off in the bottom of the second inning when Andres Jimenez hit a solo dinger for his 3rd homer of the season. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a double and allowed Alan Rodin to score in the bottom of the 3rd. Alejandro Kirk and Nathan Lukes both secured RBIs to increase the Jays' lead to 4. The Nationals would get 2 runs back to make it 4-2, but George Springer also secured an RBI single to put the game away, 5-2 for the Jays. The next game in the series is Tuesday at 5:07 p.m. at Rogers Center, where Jose Barrios takes the mound. Pickleball is Calgary's fastest growing sport. So many people are playing. There aren't enough places to play. A new indoor mega court complex opened last week, and Isaac Sandu had an exclusive tour.
Pickleball in Calgary has exploded in recent years. Mega Courts Pickleball and Tennis opened its doors a week ago, featuring 13 indoor pickleball courts and 4 tennis courts. It is the largest facility in the city and is the 3rd center to open in 2 years. The new facility is indicative of the massive growth of the sport in such a short time.
I think the main thing about pickleball is just a social sport. Aside, it's highly competitive, but it's also social. And because most of the time you're playing doubles, and people are standing by, they're standing close to each other, and just a really social environment.
The increasing demand for court spaces has created a backlog for potential players. The Calgary Pickleball Center in the Northeast has begun to cap membership. Richard, a 10-year pickleball player, says that the popularity of the sport sometimes creates a lack of space.
It's growing, well, almost exponentially, for sure. Outdoor courts are very busy in the summertime. Basically, they convert a lot of the tennis courts into pickleball, and those are all busy. Over the years that I played, it's getting to the point where it's getting hard to be on those courts.
While Calgary only has a select few dedicated pickleball courts within its borders, many outdoor tennis courts have been adapted to pickleball. Indoor facilities like Megacourt feature outdoor floors for their courts as opposed to a gym floor.
With the increasing popularity of pickleball, it'd be no surprise to see another facility like the one behind me to open its doors in the city of Calgary. With State Newsfile, I'm Isaac Sandu.
The final 4 teams in the men's and women's NCAA basketball championship are ready to try and secure their spot in the championship final. In the men's bracket, Auburn will meet with the Florida Gators, and the Duke Blue Devils will take on the Houston Cougars. Both of these games will be played this Saturday. On the women's side, 2 number 1 seeds face off, the Texas Longhorns and the South Carolina Gamecocks, while number 1 UCLA will take on number 2 Connecticut. These games will also be taking place this Saturday. The March Madness tournament first started in 1939. We have a March Madness trivia question to test your sports IQ. Who was the first school to win the first ever March Madness NCAA men's basketball tournament? Was it Oklahoma, Ohio, Oregon, or Villanova? We'll give you a second to think. So Evan, who do you think won the first March Madness?
Joel, I think it's got to be Oregon.
Well, the first team to win the NCAA championship in 1939 was indeed Oregon. They beat Ohio State 46-33.
After the break, we'll take a look at why the numbers of people playing hockey in Canada is dropping. We'll be right back.
You ready? Let's do it.
The cleanse.
Davis on the flank. Davis on the side. TP coming in. Faker looking to make the play. He gets Ruler. Owner goes in. Yes. And again, the combos are clean. The hostile takeover.
Feel the excitement in esports together. Learn more about local esports events on esportsalberta.ca.
Kids shouldn't have to worry about where they get their...
The State Newsfile. We have Colton Young taking a look at the 5-day forecast. How's it looking, Colton?
In Canada, hockey has always been known as a national pastime, but in recent years, due to a fall in registered players and concern with the culture and pricing, hockey has been on the decline.
That's why hockey isn't... Well, soccer is the most played sport in Canada now. It's not hockey anymore, so that's why. It's because of the pricing. People that come into Canada can't afford it right away, so yeah, I think that's why.
I know Hockey Canada stats show a 30-some% drop in enrollment, but I also know there's multiple other options out there, and I can't seem to find a source that says what number of kids are playing elsewhere that aren't in Hockey Canada. The numbers are down. There's issues, socioeconomic, those type of things, but I don't think they're down as much as people think. I think those people are just in other programs.
Youth hockey participation in Canada has seen a decline, with numbers dropping from over 523,000 in 2009 to 436,000 in 2023. Many believe that the reason for the decline is due to the culture within the sport.
It just gets really toxic. There's a lot of people that think they're the best. They assume that they're better than you. They think that they're the best player in the world. They think they're Wayne Gretzky.
Look at a lot of different sports, and if you look just at the problems, just at the incidents that you see in players at the higher levels, the professional levels, right, the elite levels, you can look and say everything has a problem. I don't think that's a hockey thing. I think that's a human thing, and we certainly have some stuff in humanity that we would love to see evolve that we haven't evolved out of. I don't think that's sport specific.
For State Newsfile, I'm Tyler Garcia.
Welcome back. We're going to take a look at the 5-day forecast with Colton Young.
Absolutely. Thanks, Evan. Obviously a beautiful weekend ahead of us, sitting at around 10 degrees for both weekends. Should be a nice patio weekend for everybody.
Awesome. Thanks, Colton. That's it for State Newsfile. Have a good night.